What's up guys, it's Greg again. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk a little bit about paying off mortgages. Now if you're not renting, obviously you're buying a house. That means you're going to have a mortgage. I would love to have my mortgage paid down quicker. Sadly, there's just no magical tricks on paying down your mortgage. Like, yes, you can have a 15-year mortgage versus a 30-year mortgage. Yes, you could win the lottery. Yes, you could have a rich relative die that somehow loves you so much that you're just going to leave all their money to you, but there is really no quick fix to paying down your mortgage. So from what I've seen, the easiest way to pay your mortgage down quicker is to save money on something else and then take that cash and put it towards your mortgage. One of the easiest places to save money is on eating out. So for example, let's do some math on this. If you were to eat out 5 times a week. That is, every day you go to work, you say, you know what, I'm not going to pack a lunch, I am just going to go eat out. And say you went super cheap, like you went to Subway and you're just like, I'm going to get a $5 footlong and that's it, I'm not going to go anywhere else. So that's 5 times a week at $5. That is $25 in a week. That is roughly $100 in a month and give or take $1,200 in a year. It adds up so fast when you eat out. And like I said, that is if you're going cheap. That is if you're only spending $5. If you're spending normal, which would be like $10, you can double that. That's $2,400 in a year just on eating out. I've heard so many people say well, eating out is much more than just going and getting food. It's a chance to network. It's a chance to get to know my coworkers. And I agree with all of that. I'm just saying you may not need to do that 5 times a week. During my career thus far, I've had a lot of coworkers who do use that mentality, saying, hey, I'm going to eat out, but it's a chance to network, it's a chance to get to know people. You know, I packed a lunch and saved myself hundreds of dollars, and I ended up being known as the frugal person at the office, but I was still known. Like, everybody still came and talked to me. I was still able to network. I was still able to get to know all my coworkers, even though I wasn't eating out with them every single day at work. So obviously eating out is a huge way to save money, and that's money that we could put towards our mortgage. Another giant way that people do all the time is their morning coffee or their Diet Cokes at lunch or little things like that. So let's estimate on the cheap side of this as well. Let's say you were spending $3 a day on coffee or soda or treats. You know, that's $21 in a week, roughly $85 in a month, which ends up being around $1,000 in a year. And $1,000 in a year plus, the $1,200 that we got from eating out, or even more if you're going on the more expensive side, which is not hard to do, is a lot of money that you could be putting towards your debt to be able to pay that mortgage down quicker. And that's just 2 of the easy ways. If we started really getting creative, you could save money in a lot of ways. Like my wife and I, this is kind of funny, we have never bought garbage bags. So we go to the grocery store and we buy groceries, that comes in a little plastic bag. We use that little plastic bag as our garbage bag. Yeah, it maybe only saves us $10, $15 a year, but if you do a bunch of those little things, it ends up being a significant amount of money that you can put down to your debt, which in turn saves a significant amount of interest. Another source of funds would be if you ever get out of another type of debt, say like a car payment or a credit card payment that you're paying down, instead of taking that money that you no longer have to put to a car and saying, sweet, I can go buy stuff with this now, you're already used to not spending that money on things like clothes or anything like that. So you could just take that money and put it towards your mortgage, and it would really pay your mortgage down quicker. So like I said, there's no magical trick. It's just discipline. It's just discipline with ourselves to be able to say, okay, I'm not going to spend this money on things that don't matter now. I'm going to put it towards my debt and pay my mortgage down quicker so that I can be out of debt, I can have much more freedom later, and I can have the peace of mind to know that I don't have debt. If you are someone that wants to pay off your mortgage quicker, smash that like button. Give it a like, subscribe to my channel. There's going to be a lot more tips on personal finance, how we can increase our income and decrease our expenses. So let's just do some math real quick. I went and looked up the average home price on Zillow, and it's saying it's $227,000. I recently bought a house on a 30-year mortgage, and I have a 4% interest rate. So on an average home price of $227,000 at a 4% interest, if you take that whole loan and take the full 30 years to pay off, you're going to be paying $163,000 in interest. An insane amount, but that is what happens when you take something over 30 years. That interest just adds up. Okay, now let's look at an example of paying it off quicker. So let's take the example of that $100 a month that you're spending on eating out, even though you're eating out super cheap and only getting $5. Let's take that $100 and put it towards your mortgage. If you took that $100 a month and put it towards your mortgage, you would pay off your mortgage in 4.5 years quicker than if you didn't. Your interest would only be $135,000 instead of the $163,000. That's savings just on interest of $28,000. Now let's say you cut out that morning coffee or those, mid-afternoon soda runs and take, that $85, and let's just round it up to $100 just for easiness, I guess. And let's say, okay, we're going to take that $100 from eating out, $100 a month from saving money off of random convenience store snacks or coffee, and put that towards your mortgage. That's going to make it so that you pay off your mortgage 7.5 years sooner than if you didn't do that. Interest on your mortgage would drop from $163,000 to $116,000. That's a savings of $47,000. So you'd be saving yourself $47,000 interest and being out of debt 7.5 years quicker than if you just took your mortgage over the full 30 years. So there's a huge benefit of being out of debt quicker. Obviously that frees up money so that you can invest it, you can do what you'd like to do. You can go on a vacation every once in a while or splurge a little bit, but it's nice to save that money. It's nice to put it towards debt. Obviously, it's good to invest so that we are set up for the future. Now, some might argue that why would I take my $100 in savings from not eating out and put it on my mortgage that I'm paying 4% on if I could take that $100 and invest it in a stock market that's maybe making me a little more interest, like 7 or 8%. There's definitely validity in that argument, but that's just for another video. Obviously, this video is focused on the paying down the debt side of it. So if you are strictly looking at how can I pay off my mortgage quicker, this is the way to do it. Save money in those random little places that you don't think you're spending a lot of money in that actually add up quite a bit. And then take that money and put it on your mortgage. That is how you're going to be able to do it. So in conclusion, stop eating out so much, stop buying $6 coffees at Starbucks, start paying down your mortgage, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.